Now, to demonstrate for you some of the tips that I was sharing earlier, let's take a look at a sample from an Ielts listening practice test. So this is an Ielts listening part 2, and it is overall someone giving an introduction about some facility or sports center. So it's related to health and wellness. So let's listen to it.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 18 to 20.
So here, question 18, choose the correct letter. Option A, B or C. The sports center is open on public holidays from, and then I have 3 options. 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. So I need to listen and be prepared.
Now listen and answer questions 18 to 20.
So I need to be prepared to listen what are the correct opening hours of this sports center. And I have 3 different options. So let's listen to it.
Now, in this brochure, you'll see the opening hours. The centre is open 7 days from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, except for public holidays which follow Sunday's timetable. On Saturdays, we open at the same time as weekdays and close a little earlier. So that's 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Saturdays, and on Sundays, everyone gets a sleep in. You can come in between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. Membership fees cover access to the...
So here, question 18, choose the correct letter. Option A, B or C. When I was listening, they literally mentioned these 3 different options. However, the question here is only asking me for public holidays, and in the audio they didn't address public holidays directly. They first mentioned their regular opening time, and then they talked about the opening hours for Saturdays, and then they talked about the opening hours for Sunday. But if you listen carefully, the lady says the opening hours for public holidays are the same as Sunday. So you already have that relation there, and then you should look out for, like, hear what's coming up, waiting for Sundays, because that's your correct answer. And if you listen to it, the lady said on Sundays they are open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. So since those are the opening times for Sunday, then A is my correct answer for public holidays as well. So you see, it's not very direct, it's not very straightforward, but you really need to focus there. I know it's a bit tricky, but it is what it is. Alright, let's continue. Okay, now if I read questions 19 and 20, choose 2 letters from the following options, from A, B, C, D and E. I have to choose 2. So which 2 services are covered by the membership fee? A, we have personal training, B, swim squad, C, child minding, D, program design, and E, tennis lessons. Okay, so let's listen carefully, and as I mentioned, you have to be very careful. It's not going to be straightforward. If I hear any of those 2 options, it means that they are automatically the right answer. So let's listen.
Membership fees cover access to the gym, group classes and the pool. But if you want to join a swim squad to train with a coach, you should inquire at reception for prices and timetables.
So we did hear option B, which is swim squad, but the lady said if you want to, on top of your membership, if you want to join swim squads, then you should inquire about the prices from the reception. So that means that you have to pay separately for swim squads, which means they are not included in the membership. Let's listen.
In the gym, personal training is available from one of our dedicated team of trainers, and reception will have more information on who is free when and what hourly rates apply. However, there is always a certificated instructor on hand in the gym at all times for advice and help.
Alright, now we did hear option A, which is personal training. So she said that they provide that service, but the question here, is it covered by the membership fee? Well, the thing that gave it away was when she mentioned you should inquire about the hourly rate, which means the hourly rate automatically means the money or the fee or the money that you're gonna pay the personal trainer. So if you're gonna, their hourly rate, it means like each personal trainer will charge you differently, so you will still have to pay extra on top of the membership fee. So personal training seems not included in the membership. So that's why you should pay attention to.
And once your membership is paid, you're entitled to a free health assessment and...
Okay, once your membership is paid, so now we're gonna hear what's gonna be covered by the membership. So let's listen.
You'll get a program designed to meet your own particular needs. You'll need to book a time for this with the gym instructor. Now, if you're a mum or dad, remember you can leave your children in the creche. They take babies from 6 weeks old. Bookings are essential though, and you'll have to check the website for times and pricing. Members are also entitled to tennis lessons on a Tuesday or Thursday from 9 till 10:30. But bookings are essential, so ring Natalie. Her number is here in the brochure to reserve a place. Well, I think that's it. Any questions?
All right. So after what followed after that, so the lady here mentioned that once you pay your membership fee, you can get program design. So we did hear that. She said it would be tailored towards or like your specific goals. So D was definitely included in the membership. And then after that, she went on to say that if you have if you are a parent and you have a child, if I heard it correctly, she said you get access to the creche, which is the place where you can leave your child while you are exercising. But if you listen carefully, she said you can find more information, like you need to book in advance, and on top of that, you can on the website you can check the pricing. She said the timing and the pricing. So if you can check the pricing, that means you are paying extra. So child minding is not included here. And then at the end, she did say that if you are a member, you are also entitled to tennis lessons on Tuesday. So to be entitled to something, it means that it is covered or you are eligible or it is your own right to get that. So the correct answers here are program design and tennis lessons. So that is D and E. I know, so with these multiple choices, it's always like that. They do mention pretty much everything there, but you have to be pay attention to the little details. Sometimes there are some subtle words that actually tell you the difference. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's take a look at another example for part 3. So in this section 3, the topic here is education, which is also one of the most common topics. So let's take a look.
Section 3. You will hear a conversation between a research student, Jeremy, and his supervisor. They are talking about the process of having a research project published in a journal. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25.
So here when you get this time, you simply skim through it quickly, see what to expect in each of these blanks, 21, 22, 23, and try to identify keywords there, right, and what are you...
Listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Let's listen.
So, you're nearly ready to submit your article to an academic journal, are you?
Yes, I think so. I just wanted to go over all the things I need to do before I submit it. And then I wanted to go over the submission process with you.
Great. So, firstly, you need to write an abstract. Make sure it's short and concise.
Of course.
All right. For 21, she said write an abstract. Make sure it is short and concise. Short and concise is a synonym for brief. And also we had the same keyword there, which is right. Right. That was quite straightforward. And we did have the synonym, as I told you earlier, they might not use the exact same words, but probably a synonym. And here it was short and concise equals brief.
Of course. I forgot all about that. And what about key words?
Yes, a lot of students overlook this part and just jot down whatever comes to mind. But take some time to make a list of keywords that are accurate and relevant.
Okay.
All right, that's 22. List. of keywords that are accurate and relevant. We do have the same keywords. Well, the keywords here is list and relevant, and the correct answer is also keyword. I forgot to highlight, but write no more than 2 words. So we are allowed to write 1 or 2 words, but nothing more. So no more than 2 words. So list relevant keywords. That is 22.
Another thing, could you have a look at my article before I submit it?
Absolutely. Actually, at least 2 senior staff members should always read through a final draft before submission. Do you mind if I give it to Professor Johnson?
All right, 23. Have 2 academic advisor read over your 23, which was draft, or was it final draft? Because you're still allowed to use 2 words. But here they, instead of saying academic advisors, they said senior staff members. So that is equivalent to academic advisors.
Before submission. Do you mind if I give it to Professor Johnson to have a look at as well?
Not at all. I'd be glad to have the feedback.
Do you know which journal you want to submit to yet?
Not yet. I have a short list of about 3 that I'm interested in.
Make that decision soon, because you'll need to adjust your article so that it matches the style guide of the journal you are submitting to.
Alrighty, so if I read blank 24, apply the journal's blank to your article, and that was the style guide. So here it was given in, it was kind of like paraphrasing. She said like it has to match the style guide of the journal, and here apply the journal's style guide to your article. The article was the subject that had to match the style guide of the journal, but here they kind of like rephrased it in a way that you have to apply the journal's style guide to your article. And so that's the way how paraphrasing goes.
I bet that can take a while.
Yes, but after that you are just about ready to submit. One more thing, you'll have to sign the copyright form, just confirming that it's your own work, and then you're good to go.
All right, now the last one was sign the copyright form. That is number 25, and that is 2 words. And yeah, that's just like a quick way to demonstrate. I really hope that, as I mentioned, I just showed few examples here, so I'm not here to like cover every single example. There are plenty of examples on the internet. What I try to do in this video is to give you the tools, the right methodology, give you the roadmap on how to prepare in an efficient way, and I just demonstrated few examples. I really hope that you find this useful, and I wish you best of luck with your Ielts preparation. If you still have other questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'll try to answer those to the best of my ability. And till I see you next time, make sure you are practicing, and best of luck.